What's up, people? I'm Shaggy, the Opinionated Hippie, and this is part 3 of my reviewing and ranking Yes's live albums. Didn't know they had so many, so now I'm going to revisit them and rank them, or listen to most of them for the first time and rank them. I knew the first 3. This is the third of the first 3, released in 1985, 9012 Live, the solos. Yeah. This is material from the 90125 tour. It is a EP, essentially. I guess it's 34 minutes long, but I guess I always thought of it as an EP. Maybe it was called a mini LP or something. But it's an interesting little listen. It's 2 songs that, from the 90125 album. Pretty much just straight versions of that, though I think both are better in the live versions than on the album, and I love the album. And then the rest of the songs are solo spots for band members. Tony Kaye gets a solo spot, Trevor Rabin gets a solo spot, John Anderson gets a fantastic solo spot with help from a keyboard player. And Christopher SQUIRE gets a solo spot, and then SQUIRE and White kind of get a spot together to jam out a kind of new composition. There was a 2009 reissue in which they added one of my favorite songs, definitely my favorite song from the album, but also one of my favorite live songs from that tour, A City of Love. Unfortunately, The City of Love does not go into Starship Trooper as it did on the tour. It goes in It Can Happen, both of which I think are pretty good. This is pretty good. The one, if there is a big hole, or maybe I don't know about this yet because I'm just finding out about a lot of these live albums in the Yes discography, it is a complete live show from this tour, from the 90125 tour. I saw that tour. It was the first time I saw Yes. It changed my life. One of the best concerts I ever saw. Fantastic experience. And I think the music was good. I don't think it was just because I was like 14 and wide-eyed. It was literally wide-eyed. I think it was a really good show, and it's nice to see a release from that tour. But this is all we have from that tour, and it is an interesting experience. 7 songs, 4 on the first, 3 on the next. It opens up with Hold On, which I think is fantastic. Hold On sounds great. Kind of an extended guitar solo at the end. Little weirdness in the beginning. Works fantastic. We get something called C, which is Tony Kaye's Spotlight, which is, an interesting little, 2.5 minutes of Tony Kaye. We get Solly's Beard, which is a Trevor Rabin song, kind of an acoustic thing. His approach to doing like acoustic instrumentals compared to like Steve Howe's. I will take Howe's every day. I just don't like this style. I don't like the sound of his guitar. I just don't like his sort of need for speed, for lack of a better word. I don't really connect with Trevor Rabin as a guitar player. I think the stuff he does on Hold On earlier is fun. It works for the song, but it's a song I've never really connected with. And then we get Anderson's Spotlight, which is Soon. He sings a shortened version of Soon. We don't get that awesome slide guitar. It's just Tony Kaye laying down some keyboards that he kind of floats on, but it's beautiful. They dropped this after And You and I in the actual concert. So you got that magnificent ending to And You and I, and then it kind of ends, and then Anderson kind of steps forward and sings Soon. That's fantastic. That's side A. Side B opens up with Changes. A little bit extra, like showing off, some little shredding by Trevor Rabin in there. It's got some good energy. The fake electronic drums are kind of like a little cringy at times, but for the most part, I think it's got a little more energy than the studio version, which I like. We get Amazing Grace by SQUIRE on bass. Amazing Grace by SQUIRE on bass. I don't really need it. Just not an inspired choice, I don't think. But then we get 8+ minutes, almost 9 minutes, of this beautiful little beast called Whitefish. White, the drummer, Alan, Fish, Chris SQUIRE's nickname. This is a composition that apparently they wrote themselves, and it is a combination of 3 other Yes songs. It pretty much starts off with the Fish song from Fragile, the thing that follows Long Distance Runaround. So we get that. Pretty much, I would say maybe 5 minutes of this is the fish. So we get that just awesome energy, the whole song, that whole jam. It's definitely not as intense as the version that's on Yes Songs, but it's really good. And then as they kind of wind up that, they go into Tempest Fugit, the last song on Drama, right? Tempest Fugit is on Drama. Why am I not remembering this? So we get Tempest Fugit, a really nice jam on that. We get the yes, yes, that part. Yes, yes. Really, really sweet. And then after that, that goes into, we get a little bit of that, and then we get a little sound chaser. Not too much, but we get a little bit of sound chaser after that to close out. It's just an absolutely fantastic live moment. It was fantastic live. It's just an awesome, awesome piece of music. Just wonderful. So yeah, those are the songs that are on here. If I had to rank them from like last to first, which is what I'm going to do right now, the Tony K Spotlight C, I think, is probably the least interesting thing on here. And even though Chris Squire is an amazing bass player, probably the Amazing Grace, 2.5 minutes of Amazing Grace. I just think it's a bad song choice. I'd rather just hear him solo. I don't need to hear bass players cover a song like this, personally. 5 would be Solly's Beard. 4 would be Soon. I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic, but it's maybe just a little too short. And it would have been nice if Rabin had picked up a guitar and dropped some slide notes in there. Give it that little more, just that little more tugging at the heartstrings vibe. 3 is Changes. I just love the energy. The live energy they're bringing to the 9012 Live. 5 songs are great. I would love to hear a version of Make It Known into Owner of a Lonely Heart from this tour. That would be fantastic. Number 2 is Hold On, which is just really good. They have an extended womp, 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 kind of little, trying to get a little bit funky in the beginning, and then kind of an extended solo at the end. And then number 1, hands down, just an absolute fantastic song, is Whitefish. And now that I've actually done 3 albums, these right there are the top 10 songs in the order I would currently put them. I think the best thing so far I've listened to, as far as live stuff goes, is Yours Is No Disgrace off Yes Songs. Perpetual Change off Yes Songs. Long Distance Run Around the Fish off Yes Songs. Clearly, I think the top 3. Ritual Part 2 is sneaking up there because it's got that really nice jam in the beginning. And then Whitefish, because it's essentially just this really nice instrumental jam with Squire and White, and a little bit of contributions from the other players. But it's focused on those two. We even get that, yes, yes. Love it. Next would be Hold On. I think Hold On is absolutely just, this live version shines. I used to think it was like maybe one of the weaker links on the album. I saw them live, completely changed my mind. Then when they released this, I doubled down on thinking this is a great live version. Starship Trooper, just a great song. Love the jam at the end. Siberian Khatru, that live energy is great. Your Move, I've Seen All Good People, makes the top 10 because you get that, you don't get that moment of silence in the middle between Your Move and I've Seen All Good People. So we get that energy, the drum roll into the actual, like, I've Seen All Good People. That works. Plus the breakdown is more fun and live and all that stuff. And then Gates of Delirium sneaks in at number 10. Probably won't stay there. Just because the energy, Anderson's vocal performance is really, really, really strong on that throughout the whole thing. And he helps lift that to number 10. So those would be, out of the first 3 albums I've listened to, my 10 favorite live songs that I've heard so far. But yeah. Oh, and if I had to rank the albums, Yes Songs, Yes Shows, 9012 Live so far. Yeah, we're going to do a lot of ranking with this Yes thing. It makes me listen just a little more keenly. But yeah, those are my thoughts on 9012 Live, the solos. What do you think? What are your thoughts on the solos? Do you like them? All that stuff. Let me know in the comments. And go listen to Whitefish. If you haven't heard Whitefish, just find it. Go. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. I'm sure somebody uploaded it. It's really good. It's a good jam. And it's really nice to hear sort of a, kind of reminds me of what Genesis always does with their songs. Like, we can't play them all, so let's do some really good medleys. And I think this is something, yes, probably should have leaned into more, because this is a fantastic medley, and you get a taste of 3 different songs. It's really good. Yeah. All right, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Let me know your thoughts on this album. If you're a fan, like to know if there are other 9012 Live fans out there. Because even though it's my third favorite, I like it. It's kind of good. Other than this, well, okay. Never mind. Peace. Talk to you later.